We're talking today about the perceived dichotomy between growth and being okay as you are. Growing and being okay with your life exactly as it is. Am I the only one whose eyes cross when we look at it that way? It just seems like it doesn't work, right? It's totally reasonable for us not to be satisfied with aspects of our lives and desiring things to look a little different in some ways. So how can we be content with where we are now? If we don't like something, be content with where we are now. Everybody preaches that gratitude is vitally important. And that's true. It's so true. But how do ambition and gratitude coexist? I would love to hear your thoughts. As always, pop them in the comment box as we go along. Let me know how you're relating to this. Is this resonating? What this brings up for you. What is the practical way that we can accept good things and still strive for big dreams ahead? How does that work? What is the fear here? It could be that if I accept what is, then that might make me settle. If I accept what's going on right now, then that means I have to settle. Or I might get complacent and not ever go for the goals and the dreams, the best stuff out of life. There are things that we have yet to experience, right? So if we say, this is okay now, this is enough, how can we possibly keep moving forward to experience more? I had a friend pipe in to my Facebook business page, The Alchemy of Happiness, and say, this is exactly me. I'm so thankful for all of my blessings that I never pursue my purpose. She says she stagnates because she doesn't go for more. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Work on the stuff that needs to be worked on and leave the rest alone. Review and repeat. Yeah, I think you're right on target with that, Seamus. Yeah, that's kind of what we're coming back to. How can you have both worlds? How do both worlds coexist when you're worried about stagnating because you don't go for more? This gal that wrote in on my page said that she realized that she has this subconscious belief, I don't deserve good things because I've been so blessed. Isn't that wild? So there we are, pushing it away from us in a manner of speaking. She is saying that she suspects that that is the root of her self-sabotage, that she thinks she's luckier than most people, so I'll just not go for more. I'll make sure I don't accomplish my dreams because I already have so much. We can get in each other's way here. What are some other ways that this ambition and accepting what is can seem like opposites? Let me know if you can think of examples in your own life where you can see these opposites, and I'll keep sharing as we go. Here's something that I have struggled with. How about unconditional love and making requests? Unconditional love means we accept things exactly as they are, right? So how then do we still make requests? Well, I might unconditionally love who I'm with, my family, but there are things that I need. That's where it kind of gets to be a mind boggler. Could be an unconditionally loving act to make sure that you're still loving yourself enough to put your needs forward. But where is that balance between unconditionally accepting what is and still opening up to more? You know, I have this fear of going through life as if appreciating what I have means settling. And that stirs up some pretty intense emotion for me. Like, no, I am not done. There's more that I want to experience. I want to experience the aliveness of the next new thing. The opposite way that we can get out of balance with this is we go into it is never enough. Can you see that part? Where we strive to experience so much. We desire things to be different and we add things onto our to-do lists. We're never satisfied. We keep raising that bar and chasing some grand life experience that is out there. Let me know how this is showing up for you guys. Love to hear if this is resonating, especially for those of you who catch the replay too. Now, we've talked a lot about the beauty in the present at the Alchemy of Happiness before. It is the only thing that we can truly access, the present moment. Gratitude lives in the present moment. This seeming dichotomy between going for more and accepting and appreciating what is already here might be able to have those be in coexistence if we shift our perspective just a little bit. So let's bring these two together and look at how it could be possible for them to coexist. For those of you who know me, you may laugh that I'm about to share an analogy. And for those of you who know me well, analogies are not necessarily my forte. So it could be some outside wisdom. It's coming in with this analogy. So listen for anyone that you might know who is really great at analogies. It is a really genius analogy to balance this ambition and accepting how things are. Who out there has been rock climbing? And even if you haven't done like official rock climbing, scrambling up over boulders, you know that you need some sort of anchor, some sort of security where you place your feet before you can reach for the next handhold to pull you up somewhere new, to pull you up the next foot or two or whatever it is. We need that stability first to be able to let go in order to be able to reach. I'm glad you like that analogy, Hope. There you go. That's a nod to my favorite analogy, Help. It makes a lot of sense. You know, wanting more could imply being unhappy with where we are now, unless you pair it with gratitude for what is also present now. Gratitude is present happiness in what is. There's great power there. We have control with what is now. More so than ambition, which is great. I mean, it's important. Now we're making both of these important, right? And seeing if they can both coexist. Ambition is about future growth. That would be happiness in the intangible. But there's a basic human need that we have for change, to experience, to still know ourselves as new things, new opportunities. That's important too, but breaking it down to be able to recognize that there is a difference between gratitude being present happiness in what is, where our true power is, and ambition being that future growth, happiness in the intangible, happiness in something exciting coming. And, you know, when we get to those levels of growth, I mean, do you think we're ever done? When we achieve that next thing, we get to experience that next thing. Are we ever done? That next level of growth that we achieve, doesn't it come with new challenges? Things are always changing. There's always more to learn. Have you heard the phrase that we're either growing or we're dying? I guess it comes down to a simple choice, really. Get busy living or get busy dying. I should give a free coaching session to the first person who names that movie. Is that quote only about grabbing the juice of life? Get busy living or get busy dying. Is it only about ambition? Could it be that living also means being alive right here in the now? If that's all that's truly tangible, then let's come back to this and concept. Gratitude and ambition. Striving and being grateful. Seamus says, I see it as being grateful for what is leads me to being open for more and next. I guess I don't really feel a conflict, just the opposite. I've discovered that if I am unhappy, then the first place, I have to see more. Then the first place to start is to ask if I am grateful. It's right where I'm going with this. Smart man. Look this guy up, you guys. He's going places, just like plants. Kate! Yes, it's Shawshank, one of my favorite movies. Hey, I'm happy to honor that. Message me. Totally willing to play coaching with anybody who thinks on the same wavelength of awesome movies as I do. What is it like? How is it like plants? Watering them, expecting them to grow? Is that where you're going with this? Say more about that, Kate. I want to hear where you're going with this. Can we start by at first, if we are struggling with this, just embracing that it may be possible to do both. That's where we just step in and say, okay, if I'm arguing against this concept, can I at least just get curious? And also a song by Fall Out Boy. I bet Fall Out Boy was quoting Shawshank. They came after Shawshank. That's what I bet. Hi, Sim! Gosh, what time is it there? You are 3 o'clock. 9, is it 9 o'clock in the morning where you are? Tomorrow? She's like, it's not tomorrow here. I love that movie too. I digress. Embracing getting curious with the possibility of doing both. We are not one-dimensional creatures. We are capable of so much. It's our thoughts that can pigeonhole us into looking at things only one way. What if we practiced both? I am grateful for these things, and that's coming back to that and piece that I just touched on. And I am creating this new opportunity for myself. I am grateful. I can be grateful now for the energy that I'm putting into what I'm creating in my future. I can be grateful for the energy I'm putting into my future. That's a gratitude for now. We spend so much time working our butts off for these beautiful futures, these beautiful experiences coming down the line, that we don't often give ourselves credit for what is. For what has already been achieved, that can be seen as its own version of complacency, disregarding who we are now, everything that we've done to be able to come here, or just what is beautiful in this present moment. That can be seen as complacency also. Not appreciating what is. Not honoring what's beautiful. You know, as with everything, spot on. Thanks, Sim. Plants are always either growing or stagnating. If you don't nourish them appropriately, they die. They shed old leaves to make room for new ones. Yeah, that's a wonderful... Hey, we come up with another analogy in addition to rock climbing. Plant growth. Yeah. How many ungrateful plants do you know? Plants are just happy being how they are. Oh my gosh, and they give so much when you really think about it. Let me make sure I'm still scrolling down. Yes, Kate, you nailed that one. I agree. I'm creeping back to what Seamus was saying. I am coming back to there. As with everything, this is a lot about the energy that is behind what we're doing, not necessarily how it outwardly looks. For example, if you find yourself complaining, dissatisfied with something that isn't working now, you'd like things to be different. Find yourself complaining, that's when you would say, yes, all this is great. You're trying to do the gratitude thing. All this is great. This stuff is good, but I'm unhappy with this. Know that anything following the but is a complaint. We could say, switch it around. Yes, this stuff is going on that I'm not quite happy with, and I'm grateful for yada, 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 fill in the blank. I'm grateful for some part of this that is working. I am grateful for my patience. I'm grateful for, we did a whole talk on gratitude. You can break that down into a lot, even as simple as running water and electricity. and the internets that allows me to connect with you, which is so lovely when you guys are here. Thank you. Yes, this is going on, and I am also grateful for yada, yada, yada. It is hard to attract the things that we desire if we are in the energy of complaint. If we are in the energy of not enough, it is hard to attract the more, the different, the growth, the aliveness, the ambition. If we keep saying, I don't like this, this isn't enough. Gratitude says yes to the things that you actually like, the things that you want more of. It is magnetizing that way. For example, if you say, you know, I really want to experience, let's see, an ideal relationship with a new partner. Okay, I want that. That's an ambition. That's something we're striving for. That's an area of growth that we want to experience. Say thank you for the ways in which ideal relationships show up to you now, related to what you already have. So you can appreciate the relationships, your friendships, the family relationships that you have that show aspects of that ideal relationship that you want to create. Say thank you for that now. I want to create this, and I am so grateful for how this shows up in this friendship, with this family member. That's one way to do it. I want this, and I am grateful for an aspect of it that shows up for me right now. That's a great way to look at it. You've been practicing this a lot. Awesome, Susanna. Let me know how. Type in the comments what you've been doing. I love real world examples. They're fabulous. I want this, and thank you for this. This is how we can balance the acceptance and the striving, because gratitude is magnetizing. Gratitude still brings more of the things we're actually asking for. You can say, yes, thank you, and it literally draws more of what you are openly loving. That whole energy attracts like energy thing. Do you think it matters where you place the gratitude in the statement as long as you acknowledge the gratitude? I don't. Because gratitude is an energy. If you're tapping into it, if you're feeling it, that is a very powerful energy, and that's what resonates. What do you think? It seems more natural for me to start with gratitude and then acknowledge something. Oh yeah, totally. Go for it. Acknowledge something that I want to change. Sure. I think the idea would be the more we can spend time in that energy of appreciating, that's what will allow the magnet. So I don't know that it matters too much the order, as long as we're getting it in there. As long as we're saying yes and. This is why I'm studying ambition for what I want to change, but that does not make me any less grateful for what I have today and how I got to where I am. Yeah. You know, we're not one-dimensional creatures. Of course, there's more that we want to experience. We really want to get the juiciest stuff out of life. But we'd be remiss to not appreciate the juice that is present. That's one way to look at it. Susanna says, I have been very sick for over a week. Oh, honey. So my mindset work has been highlighted. Oh, it does offer an opportunity, doesn't it? Got to slow down in one area. We get to beef up our energy in another. What is challenging is to be grateful while being in acceptance of what is and calling in my desires to be healthy and productive. Could offer you a reframe on the productivity, my friend, and you know this. How could you be productive in different ways? We think productivity has to look this one way. Yeah, productivity in our culture, it's always about the to-do list and what we're getting done in the future, huh? It takes extra work to notice that we can be productive with that present moment now beauty stuff. Thank you for that, Susanna. More anytime, more. Keep them coming, you guys. Love it. I was going to talk about some Eckhart Tolle a little bit, who is a pretty darn genius, especially in relationship to this stuff, where he says that our outflow determines our inflow. So Susanna, even when you're laid up, if your outflow is focusing on nourishing you in some way, shape, or form, that is darn productive. And boy, as women, we don't spend a lot of time there. Productivity when you are sick is resting to let your body get busy healing. Mwah. Good to see you, Sim. I love your perspective here. By the way, Sim's in Australia, you guys. So, like, this is kind of cool that she's listening in from Australia. It's a big deal. She's like a celebrity when she tunes in. Outflow determines inflow. What we're putting out, we draw back to us. If you want to change your life, if you're not happy with something, bring a gratitude for what you want more of. So there's the kicker for how we balance both of these things. You could also, for those personal growth junkies out there like myself, you could be grateful for what isn't working. Sickness, challenge, relationship, lack of communication, not the right job, whatever it is, you could be grateful for what isn't working because it gives the opportunity for growth. Can't say we're personal growth junkies and then think that we don't get opportunities to grow. Like, oh yeah, I'm a personal growth junkie and so my life's gonna go smoothly. No, not really how that works. How do you think this stuff happens? It doesn't come from ease. This growth doesn't come from ease. It comes from challenge. I think a lot of this balancing this ambition and gratitude thing has a lot to do with how we can resist the present moment. We can make what is going on with us so wrong, so not okay, to the point that that's all that we see is this is not okay, and this is not okay, and this is not okay. So we're resisting what's going on with us right now by making it bad, making it wrong, making it not okay. Doesn't mean you can't set healthy boundaries. This is how we bring these both in. But if we're only looking at what is not okay, if you believe that energy attracts like energy, then we will attract the energy of more not okay. Until we can say, thank you for this. This isn't okay. I'd really like for this to change. And I'm really grateful for maybe something that you want to attract that will help you in that situation. I'll be an example of that. This relationship that I have going on in my life isn't working how I want it to. What would I need in order for this to work well? Find that in your life. Maybe it's a communication that works well in another relationship. Be grateful for that. Bring that in. Opens your eyes to what you need to change. Yes. One of the things that helped me get through was being grateful for the opportunity to change. I had thought I wasn't ready for a change, but it turns out I was. I just needed a push. Now I reflect on it being one of the best things that happened to me. It's wild how some of the hardest things that can happen to us in our lives can end up being the most beautiful, offer us the most beautiful growth. Resisting the present moment really doesn't help us get to those new experiences of growth. We've got to have some level of acceptance or gratitude for what is in order to reach for those new handholds, to give us the base of support to grow from. Set those goals. Be grateful for the fact that you're setting goals. Be grateful for the fact that you have goals to set. Be grateful for anything in the process of setting goals. Celebrate meeting those goals. That's an aspect of gratitude. And then set new goals. And this cycle can repeat this way, where we're really integrating both, being appreciative for anything along the way and saying, yes, and. I'm so grateful I have this, and here's what I want to experience next. This is a practice. This is an art. For those of you who do struggle with this, like myself, I don't expect any of us will have this nailed right away. But if we keep looking at it, if we keep getting curious, enjoying the process along the way, that's growth and gratitude. Getting curious and enjoying the process along the way. Be grateful that in our first world environments that we can set such altruistic goals. Yes. I'm going to close on that one because that's beautiful. Thanks everybody for your input today. Thank you to those of you who catch the replay, and we'll do this again soon. Bye.